There are some behaviors that you want to cut out if you want to stop being a boy. So let's get started. This first one is really needing closure. And this really makes you look needy and unrealistic. If your boss didn't want to give you any feedback on why you weren't promoted, you really want to know what that answer is. If your friend gradually ghosted you, you want to know why. And you can see that by the things I'm mentioning here, they aren't necessarily bad things. And you are not even the one at fault. It's very normal to want to know why. But it's also very true that sometimes in life, you just won't ever get that answer. If you keep getting stuck and letting it hit your self-esteem and not being able to move past it, you're the one that's really stopping yourself. Not everything will have a clear ending, and you just have to live with it. Understand that sometimes you have to be the one that mentally just ends it. If you're looking to become a man that knows their way around the world, hit that subscribe button. Next is labeling people, because this is how you quickly become dumber. I'm pretty sure you have talked to people online, and as soon as they start to argue or say things the other side don't like, they start calling people things like boomer or Karen. It's really just a very basic way of saying you're outdated or crazy, so therefore everything that you say is worthless. But I'll say this, how many times have your parents told you to do something that you thought was stupid, but later on it really helped you? Don't let your initial impression blind you from the actual truth. So this means that if you want to become smarter and make less mistakes, make a point to try to understand first instead of categorizing people. And I'm definitely not saying that everything everyone says is incredible wisdom, because there's some pretty weird stuff out there. But if you find yourself to have this tendency to tune people out and label them really quickly, you'll end up with a really small mind and a small world. This next one is thinking things are really unfair. Like maybe you really don't like the job market, or you start to realize that a college degree isn't worth as much as you think it is. And now it's even more difficult for you to save up and just live life. And I know it's really easy to just complain and think that this whole thing is really unfair, which is true. This is unfair. This is not a very good situation. But most people use this to mentally limit themselves. Because the world has placed me in such a bad position, there's no way that I can do anything to change it. And then that story just replays itself again and again in your mind until you really start to believe it and actually gives up. Basically, the more that you complain, the more that you start to believe that you're powerless to change anything. Which is not true, because as human beings, we have incredible abilities to learn, develop, educate ourselves to change this life. But if you don't believe that, then in the end, you're just giving up on yourself. Last is playing it too safe. You might not understand why this is considered bad behavior, but let me explain. Let's put it this way. Do you know anyone in your life that's doing pretty well for themselves by doing things too safely? Even the people that got promotions in corporate jobs didn't play it too safe. There's a risk in spending time and money in getting an MBA. Spending time that you could have been on vacations to apply for jobs that you might or might not qualify for. Or going out there, risking rejection from people to expand your social network. Can you see how all these things involves risks? And if you play it too safe, you will never see these opportunities. And I'm not saying that more risks always means more reward, but you always get the bare minimum when you play it safe, and which is probably not getting fired. Practically, what I'm saying is, trying to work from home 3 days a week isn't going to help you get a promotion or build your professional network. So let me know in the comments which one of these do you like, and I will talk to you in my next video.